clear. Coming through Geocache talk, a voice on the line I hear. Coming through Geocache talk.
Embark on a breathtaking 12-night journey through Scandinavia with the Worldwide Cache Cruise, starting from the enchanting city of Amsterdam. With the Worldwide Cache Cruise, we are not just taking a vacation. We are geocaching and collecting experiences that will last a lifetime.
A stunning symbol of adventure, community, and storytelling. Its bold design shines with vibrant colors and a cool retro look. It's more than just a coin. It's a badge of geocaching passion. You can be part of the journey by supporting Geocache Talk on Patreon. Your patronage helps create inspiring shows, grow the community, and keep the adventure going. Join the network at patreon.com/geocachetalk.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Calling all geocachers. At artedcrafted.com, we create unique apparel designed by geocachers for geocachers. From custom t-shirts to personalized mugs, our gear lets you express your passion. Stand out at your next event with artedcrafted.com. artedcrafted.com. Gear up for your next geocaching adventure.
All right. Staring at my phone. Sorry about that. Well, welcome. Well, May the 4th be with you. Can you see my mug? I guess you kind of can't. It's there. They don't shoot very well, so they probably don't show up very well on here anyway either. So, all right. Quick note. Tonight, big thanks to our new patrons, Gundark 2000, Nesmuk, LabGal 13, and JoeBids. Thank you to all our new patrons and to all our patrons for keeping this show and all our shows on the air. Well, it's a big night. Let me bring in the contestants, aka co-hosts. There they are.
Howdy, howdy.
Memfis Mafia and the Ninja, aka Pizza Ninja.
Yeah. Hey, and Gary, before we get started, I got to give a shout out to Gundark 2000.
Yes.
Because for VR caches, we were talking about those. We got a show coming up on Puzzle Talk on Tuesday showing people how to build those.
Oh, sweet.
Gundark 2000 right now actually has 2 VR caches out there in the world. So I'm going to drop the link to the bookmark list if people want to check those out. But just very cool of him to do that.
Oh, very cool. Very nice.
He is the leader in that category.
Yeah, he has put out the most virtual reality geocaches.
He's leading the world
right now.
That's
leading the world.
It's a good stat to have.
I know.
What a
So
great
shout out
stat.
to him, man. That's awesome.
Incredible. Yes. Yeah, let's do
Can I say happy Stargate Day and Star Trek Day for everybody else?
no.
What?
Hey, celebrate your own way.
I'm going to use my
Okay. Fair enough.
I've got my my lightsaber, my what do they call this?
Oh, I've got one of those. I've got one of those
Yeah.
lightsaber trackables.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of it though, because it's got a weird name.
Cache saber, right?
It's a cache saber. That's right. I had to look it up, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a cache saber. Yeah, cool.
I'm more of a Stargate guy anyway.
Stargate,
The cache. It beats your cache saber.
I
don't know about that.
What?
I'm voting for the cache saber.
Your cache saber fits inside this one, so
Eh.
mine wins.
There you go. Oh, I get my wait, hang on that. Hold on, thought you started this. I should get my little R2D2 geocache container out. There he
man,
is.
That is awesome,
That's pretty
Gary.
good.
His
It's still
light-
fitting inside mine, so it's okay.
His head twists out, and you got a little spot for the container right there.
Yeah, it still fits inside mine.
Eh.
Yours can't even fit a trackable in it, so I'm just gonna move on. I win.
Wait a
yeah, I
minute,
guess
Jesse,
so.
Jesse, you're the guy that does the nano in the woods, but
Yes.
you're going with the Stargate?
Yes, because I don't need my caches to be huge to find them. I can find tiny caches.
Okay.
Challenge is on,
Just
right?
saying. Yeah. I want it to be a little more challenging. I don't need to have a full shoebox size cache to find it. So,
Absolutely.
but I mean, if that's okay, I mean, for people that do,
I
and
mean, anybody can find
anybody can find a big metal box in
I mean,
the
come
woods.
on. All right, let's do this. Major announcement. I need to do that. Let me do this instead. Hold that thought.
Go the whole way, Gary.
I'm a little scatterbrained today. Just give me a break. I just got back from Arkansas, so I just flew back
Well, there you go.
when my arms are tired. Let's do this. We are in the process, big time process with the big people of securing a 4th loop geocoin.
Oh,
so wheels are turning. The people, the people are in place. It's in motion.
mm-hmm.
4th loop geocoin coming soon to a Geocache Talk store, actually the Geocache Talk store near you. 4th loop. Also, we're restocking loop 3 and loop 2 because they're all out of all loop. If you want to buy loop 1, we got some of those. They're out there. So
now, how limited is this 4th loop?
30. That's it.
Wow.
It's over. After 30, it's gone.
Here's what's
put it out there
about
though
that,
for
though.
everybody who's not like an uber geek like us. We're talking Jasmer loops, right?
Yes.
We're talking one of the hardest challenges out there in the geocaching world. That like arguably, if there was like a lifetime challenge or lifetime award for geocaching, it's the Jasmer challenge, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And I could be wrong, so I'm not going to assume, but I don't think that there is a 4th loop geocoin that's ever been made before.
I haven't seen one.
Yeah,
I haven't.
I think
Here's
this is
the
the
thing:
only one.
30 is going to go so fast. We have more people than that going to Sweden.
Well, I know we can always get more. We can.
I know, but I want to be in front of the first batch. You got to get that.
Yeah, really.
Who would?
Well, see how good. If there's enough people, we can run a second batch. But we're not running these over and over again. We're gonna. The whole intention is it to be a very exclusive, limited deal, right?
Yeah. Well, that plus is just hey, prove me wrong. I don't believe we can sell 30.
Oh yeah, yeah, we can.
Okay.
I think people will.
4th loop is hard. A lot of people. I mean, just because we're going to Sweden,
you don't have to have done the 4th loop yet.
I know.
It's just you intend to do it, and you're not. You can always work towards the 4th loop, but you can't always buy the coin.
Well,
imagine a year later you get the 4th loop, and you're like, sure wish I had that coin. No, too bad.
Yeah.
Well, and I gotta say, like, these coins are awesome coins. These could be like 100% serious. These could be the most awesome geo coins I've ever seen.
They are pretty amazing.
I'm definitely setting up a display for the 4, and I don't have that many displayed, right? I have our Geocache Talk ones displayed. I have a couple other ones out, but I do not have those. I will have those displayed, all 4 of those.
Yep.
Yeah, like Burnt Turtle says, goals. By the time I purchase one, I will not, when I get one, I will not have completed it yet. So it's still going to be a goal.
Well, and tell you, I mean, what a motivator too, to have that, taking a look at that, to focus on the challenge. I mean, man, that's going to motivate somebody for sure.
I think I'm going to have like a something designed where it has the 4, and I'm going to have the 4th one just like a black spot until I get it, and just have that up on the wall.
Here's something funny, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm getting distracted. Okay. See if you notice something.
Not
so Strict 2 says Star Wars. Yes. But look at his icon.
Yeah.
Right. Now, the next comment down from Strict 2 is Lost Kin. Not always happens this way, but Lost Kin.
Yep. He's got
2 enterprises in a row. But he just
That
got
is
back
fun.
from a May the 4th community celebration event. That's
Why is
pretty
there no
funny.
Stargate love around here? Come on.
A little Stargate, a little Star Trek. You know, we're good on all fronts.
Yeah.
John, you have an update for us for Cache
Yeah,
Odyssey.
I sure do. So before that, I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Bell on the Move, Yum Force Pizza. Absolutely. Happy Hodag's on Team Pizza Ninja tonight. Thank you, Happy Hodag. And
Ouch.
Jim Thunderstruck, always gotta love you, man. And saying just arrived with hot pizza from the oven. So yeah, I'm fired up. You guys are in the mood. We all know what's going on. But Cache Odyssey, right? The cool thing with Cache
Wait a minute.
Odyssey, guys. Oh, and welcome to Pizza Talk. Pizza Talk on the Geocache Talk Network. It's
Stop it.
slightly cheesy,
Stop
but
it.
also about geocaching and
Oh my
the Pizza
God.
Talk podcast.
Oh
Thank
my
you, Gary.
Who's putting that stuff up there?
People
Are
love
you
pizza.
craving cheesy goodness? It's time for Pizza Talk. Whether you're
No.
Oh man, Gary.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll go to the news. But Cache Odyssey, guys, this is kind of blowing my mind, right? Do you know how close we are to 2,000 favorite points right now for all of Cache Odyssey? Right now,
Unbelievable.
we're at 1,963 favorite points earned.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna bust 2,000.
Unbelievable.
Nuts. I mean, absolutely nuts. It's crazy, you know?
That's a lot of favorite points.
It's crazy and cool, you know?
It's,
And
it's awesome, and I don't want to go on my rant of like who doesn't favorite those.
Oh, people
Like,
don't.
We'll move on. We don't have time for that rant tonight. We got some fun to be had tonight.
People
Yeah.
don't, but you're right.
yeah,
Okay,
you're,
I think go
you're
ahead.
right, but I just got to drop in here too for everybody. If we have people new on here who aren't familiar with Cache Odyssey, go to cacheodyssey.com. It'll get you started on that one. But a bunch of great caches. And I know I was at an event earlier today. It wasn't a Star Trek event. It was kind of like a sci-fi event, which got kind of Star Trek, I guess, right? But
Right.
but yeah, a lot of people talking about Cache Odyssey on this one. So if you haven't checked it out, haven't heard about it, check it out. It's very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, very excited. Couple other things. There's apparently a September 8th Star Trek Day. Okay.
Interesting.
Maybe
I didn't know that.
interesting. We have only cover your ears, Jesse. I'm leaving for he did. I am leaving for Morgantown. He turned around even in 2 weeks from tomorrow. So 2 weeks. I start my trek to Morgantown. So I'm sorry. I'd love for you to be there, Jesse, but I understand
You should leave a week early and go by Mingo.
Family comes first. Oh,
You could get a mega and a giga.
that's true. Or I could stick around and do ASP. When's ASP? ASP's
Yeah, man.
this weekend.
No,
just do the
ASP
tour.
is the week before Geo Woodstock.
Don't listen to John. He doesn't know. He boycotts
people-
that.
What? People are so excited for ASP. It's
ASP.
at the event earlier, people were talking about ASP almost nonstop. You know?
How many of those have you gone to, John? So you
You
have
know
been
what,
boycotting
Jesse?
them. I see how it
You know
is.
what, Jesse? I think I'm going to go this year, man. I think I'm going to be there finally.
Now,
You've been to
did
as many of those as gigas. So
they turn that into, and Ryan reminds us it is a block party. Is ASP a block party this year?
No, ASP got hosed, man. Hosed
Oh,
because of
that's
another
right. I
event.
thought they didn't fix it.
Oh man.
No.
But Mingo is awesome. I am so mad that our whole family is mad that we can't get. I mean, May is the hardest month for teachers to travel anyway. But
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
you can't change the geocaching birthday, right? But
Yeah,
like my daughter was even like, I want to go. She wants to go to this one. She didn't even barely geocache right now, right? Because the people were so awesome in that town. She loved it.
yeah. No, man, I understand. Yeah. Well, we talked about before the irony, the ironic little trivial, no, not trivial, but trivia note is that the oldest continuously running mega is CoinFest. You never would think that would happen, but it is. It's the longest
Well, after
running.
everybody turned into block party. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Now there's obviously that's a big, huge debate. Maybe we should have that one night, right? Just the mega debate.
Yeah.
Does that still count? Because you have to be a mega to get block party.
Yeah. Oh, Jim can't make it. I'm sorry, buddy. So he's not
No,
able to
man,
make it either.
yeah.
Oh
So
man, I hate that.
yeah, doctor says he can't travel that far.
But you know what?
So.
It's better to go ahead and heal up, so you still have many days of geocaching rather than miss it all for a fake
Yeah.
day.
Absolutely.
There to get fully improved, get fully healed up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hey guys, I want to talk about Gigastock a little bit more. Not just to rub it into Jesse,
Yes,
although
go
maybe
ahead.
I would, but not the primary reason. But
Yep.
I know that we're all proud of being a sponsor for Gigastock this year.
Yes.
And it's one of those things. We're going to do a cool presentation there on Cache Odyssey.
Yes.
So people don't have that, on their calendar. Go there. There's going to be some really cool stuff happening up 4 p.m. Cache Odyssey. And one thing we're going to be using a lot at Gigastock, believe it or not, is we're actually going to be using the LilyPad chat app. And if you don't know about the LilyPad chat app, it was you can go a few shows back. Jeremy Irish, debuted this really cool app, gave us an exclusive look on it. But I'm going to pop up a QR code on here so people can join our Geocache Talk public LilyPad chat group. Because Gary and I are going to be at Gigastock, and we're going to be doing some
Prizes.
ways to win prizes, but you got to be a part of this group in order to win.
Yep. We've got
So,
coins. I'm giving away a Cache Masters card game copy of the Cache Masters card game. We've got geocoins to give away. We've got all kinds of prizes that we're going to be giving away. But here's the trick. You've got to be able to find us, because John and I are going to be on the move. But if you can find us using the app on a certain time, when we announce it, then you will, and you can find us. Prizes are, potential. You might get a prize. So
The game will be afoot.
the game will be afoot. You got to be able to find us. So
yeah, and I just want to add for our audio listeners on here, if you're Android, iOS, just go to the place where you get your apps on there. Search for LilyPad Chat, and that's LilyPad space chat CHT, and just look for it, and you can download it. And this is an app from Groundspeak, from Geocaching HQ.
Yeah, it's legit.
That we've been one of those early adopters on. And the cool thing on that one, I know some of us actually got messages from Brian Roth just the other week saying, hey, thank you guys for jumping on, with us earlier. One of the first group to come in to be able to join us in exploring this. But let's use it. It's really cool.
And you get sometimes cool photos are provided, especially in the pizza one.
Yes. Definitely. There's a good group pizza fans on there, which feel free to share your pizza pics that way. Really great group of people on that one.
People are joining. Bounce put a little note out. Thank you, sir. And Terrell 2 joined.
Awesome.
Nice.
I think as more and more people join, it's going to get a lot more fun.
Yes.
And I'm really curious to hear about how it's going to work out at the Giga.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I mean, what do you think though, Jesse? Maybe it's going to be like overload. When you look at the map, it's going to be like covered in dots, and you're like, I don't know who's who. I mean,
yes, but that's assuming that it depends on how many people join up at the thing, right? Like,
yeah,
I would love to see them do a short snippet from the stage.
Yeah,
if they're ready for it, to like, hey guys, everybody get out your phone. Download LilyPad. Everybody join up. It's your geocaching name, right? And let's see how many people we can get on it real quick. Hopefully that won't crash anything. So Jeremy, don't send us hate mail if it does. But get a bunch of people joined up, and then it'd be a fun way. I mean, I think in the future, if people are on it, like Megas and Gigas will have this as part of another tool that they can do to like connect people during the events and stuff, and have a lot of information sent out through that. And yes, I know not everybody's going to use it, but you know what? It's like we talk about all the time. This is a high-tech high-tech scavenger hunt. Well, then we have to adopt high-tech stuff. So this is a brand new thing. Not everybody's going to use it, but I think there's a lot of benefits to it.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, I mean, there's already a Geo Woodstock like topic on there, but I mean, like some of the ways it could even get maybe a little bit better is if there was like the middle of what is it, middle of nowhere Geo Tour or middle of everywhere Geo Tour.
Mhm.
Like somebody created a chat just for that one so people could kind of talk to each other.
Yeah.
If people could do that on like the challenge trail, the challenge trails, I mean, that would be cool too. So I mean, you could reach out for
Yeah.
folks with questions for assistance.
I think it's going to be fun when people adopt it, right? It's slow to be adopted because people are always kind of hesitant with new stuff. So
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's get started.
let's go.
So the format for tonight, obviously John, Pizza Ninja versus Jesse, Memphis Mafia. 2 major rounds. There'll be a regular round and then there's sort of an advanced a bonus round, which will allow John to catch up. So here we go.
Whoa. Hey, just to make something clear on this one, because there was a little bit of conversation on Facebook. The last time we had a show on the guidelines, I won. So just putting it out there. I'm up 1-0
news
on these shows.
I don't believe that.
I will point out that I have not read the guidelines since the last show. So I'm going to be winging this tonight. I used to read them regularly and study them, and now I do not. So this is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Since
It's
Jesse
fun, man.
All right. So John, I'm gonna get you to keep score because I'm busy going through all this. So if you'll keep score since you won last time, apparently.
Yeah.
We're gonna let Jesse start. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. Let's see how rusty I am.
First question: true or false? You can earn a souvenir from attending any community celebration event, regardless of the year that it is held.
False.
He says false.
It's got to be held this year.
The answer is false. Community celebration events were limited and they're only available for this year. New ones can't be hosted or earned.
So that's 100 points for Jesse.
No, that's
first one gets the extra points, right? I mean,
one.
Sure.
Oh man,
You get
1 point. Oh, come on now. This is rigged already.
The second round, you'll be able to score some more points. So, all right.
Okay.
All right. John, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Here we go. True or false? The cache type Giga event was introduced before the lab cache type. The cache type Giga event was introduced before the lab cache type.
Oh man,
which came first?
I feel like this is a chicken and egg one, Gary.
I know.
It
is this true or false?
True or false? Which one can I'm sorry, yeah, true or false, the lab cache type. True or false? The cache type Giga event was introduced before lab. So did Giga
just to
come
clarify,
before
we're
lab?
not saying adventure lab, you're just saying lab cache type in general.
The lab cache type, yeah, the original lab cache type.
So before we
not
really
the-
knew
not
what the future of geocaching was, is what you're saying.
That's right. It was remember it was the beaker. It was the round beaker. Was the original?
Yeah, it was originally.
Yeah.
It seems like John's getting a lot of extra help on his question.
No.
I'm just going to throw that out there. This is already slanted. You didn't give me any extra help, but you know what? Go ahead. It's all right.
Oh man, Jesse, don't take the Sith route. Don't take the Sith route, man, because it's a fact. Sith don't like pizza.
Hey, you made me the Sith. This is how Sith do, so don't worry about it.
Is the Giga?
I just put it in AI, and I was like, make one of these guys a Jedi and make one of these a Sith. And I guess, I mean, for everybody looking at it, the pizza just fits better in the Jedi than it does on the Sith. I mean, that's just
both y'all out. All right, I'm gonna get somebody else to do these answers. So no.
Oh man, okay, Gary. So I am going to say on this one that Giga came first.
And false. Lab caches were introduced in 2013. Giga event was held in 2014, the first one. So no point for you. All right.
Jedi, weak Jedi.
Someone's
Padawan.
leaning into the Sith now.
That's right.
Back to Jesse. And I'm going to make this easier. Let me duplicate this page so I don't keep flipping back and forth. So, all right. I'll do the question while I'm in the middle of that. According to the official guidelines, Jesse, true or false? Geocachers are allowed to bury a container as long as they don't use a shovel or similar tool.
False. You got to have permission. You can do it with
true.
permission. What?
Oh
No. The guidelines here's what the guidelines now read. It has been changed. Burying is not allowed at all, regardless of the tool used. Even placing a cache. Oh, did I say true? Did you say true?
I said false.
Yeah, the answer was. You said false. No, the answer is true.
So
burying is not allowed. Now it's not allowed, even if it's on. Even if it's
you
on.
Just said unless you use a shovel.
Wait.
Right, but
read the question again because I'm confused now.
I'm sorry. Let me read the question again.
Yeah.
According to official guidelines, geocachers are allowed to bury a container as long as they don't use a shovel or similar tool.
And I said false. And you're saying that's true?
The answer is true.
That's part of the guidelines?
Because, yes, burying is not allowed at all, regardless of what you use, regardless of the tool you use.
So it's false.
Okay. I hate to defend
Even
Jesse on this. Trust me, I really do. It kind of makes me throw up a little bit in my mouth, but but on this one,
it's because you ate pickle pizza.
Oh man, don't go to pickle pizza, man. I was trying to step up for you. I was trying to step up for you, but okay. So are they saying Gary?
It's poorly explained, I guess.
Yeah,
burying is
I
not
believe
allowed.
Everybody
at
is
all,
saying it is
regardless
false
of the tool.
Yeah, because I think Amateur Gadget Cache has had it. So burying is illegal, digging is legal with explicit permission.
Yes, but not. Yeah, but you can't. Doesn't matter what tool you use. You can't bury it unless you have specific. But then again, I think almost anything's allowed if you can get permission. I mean, I don't know what you want to try, but
not commercial stuff. But yeah, I would say just about anything is.
If you get explicit permission and a reviewer will review and will give permitted, almost anything is available.
You're getting worn out here, man.
Okay, all right. All right, next one.
Gary's got -1 points.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I'm sorry. That one's poorly written. Okay, next one. John, question to you. And here is it. True or false? Challenge caches must be listed as a mystery cache, even if they are at the posted coordinates.
So yeah, mystery caches must be listed. I mean, challenge caches must be listed as a mystery when they are at the posted coordinates. Yes.
True. All challenge caches are required to be listed as mystery / puzzle, depending on how you want to look at that. The blue question mark, even when the cache is at the listed coordinates. You are correct. All right, back to Jesse. Number 6.
Wording is very ambiguous here.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe. This one may be tricky, maybe not. We'll see. True or false? The geocache with the lowest GC code still active today is GC30, known as Mingo.
The lowest GC code, and that's that weird system.
I know.
I'm going to say false.
No, it is true. It is the lowest GC code.
Oh,
sorry.
Now,
yes,
the GC. Okay, yeah, that's a different discussion because they didn't number them like 1 through 10 originally. It was some kind of weird system.
Yeah, right. It doesn't. It's not like that. Mingo's the 30th, like it's 1 through 30.
Yeah.
Was it like regional before or?
Yeah,
there's an explanation out there of how they did it. It's a weird thing. It's not like 1, 2, 3 ABC. It was something totally different than that. It was confusing.
Yeah. And they used hex.
Oh, hold on. We have a reviewer weighing in.
I mean, there's GC4D, but 4D is not you know,
Where did you get this information, Gary? You're just trying to trick us all tonight.
well, technically, I guess GCD might be lower. Oh, there you go. GCD isn't lower, 1 digit versus 2. But is GC27 active? GC27.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not ringing a bell off the top of my head.
Is that
Which
a
one is
rookery?
that?
GC27.
That's what we should do sometime.
Has to be active.
We should have GC12 is active. We should have a game show on here, kind of like a spinoff of your old one, where we would try to name ones what cache it is based on the cache code, like famous caches. That could be a fun one.
That could be cool.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
It is active. So, well, AI has screwed up because that was an AI generated answer. So, sorry about that. So you are correct, Jesse. You are correct.
These are hard questions anyway. They're very confusing.
It's not
It's okay though. This advanced stuff.
So we're saying
All right,
Jesse got that one correct. So
over to
he's
you,
got,
John.
yeah.
It's 3-1. Haha.
Oh, you got 2-1, pal. You missed.
Whoa! Back up. How is it 2-1? Which one have I got wrong?
You missed the second one.
Which was what? What was the question, Gary, for the second one?
That was the burying question.
Which was false. We all agreed to that. Didn't we go? You defended me.
I defended you, but Gary ruled against it.
No, he was okay.
I thought we in the chat room agreed that one was correct.
Okay, just making
all
sure.
Right, over to John.
I don't need another fake Giga situation here. Look, this is not a collusion time.
Oh man, Jesse, Gigas do happen.
True or false? Earth caches are the only.
Hold on 1 second. Look at this. Ryan's got the explanation for us. So the original numbering was caches in Washington, then surrounding states, then alphabetical. So I told you there was some kind of weird system to it.
Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah. And they didn't go 1 through 30. They used hex.
Yeah, some kind of weird
as well
thing. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Gary. Go ahead.
True or false? Earth caches are the only cache type that can be placed in national parks without explicit permission from land management.
That is false. They require
that
permission.
Is false.
Yes.
Any cache, including earth caches, requires land management permission. National parks often prohibit physical caches, but even earth caches need formal approval. So
yes, 100%.
Okay. Good job.
And you're making these tricky, Gary. What this is like? These are trickier questions than normal.
Yeah, they are a little tricky.
No,
look, because you kind of double. A lot of them are the double. Like, wait a minute, let me think about this a second. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Jesse, over to you. True or false? A virtual cache can include a physical logbook if the CO chooses to place one.
I'm going to say false.
Yeah, it is false.
Okay.
Virtual caches do not allow any physical component. It's kind of funny to think about, though. I mean, I guess you could put a logbook out there, but no, they're not going to.
It's a containerless cache. So how do you get a logbook in a containerless cache?
I know, but at first you're like, it sounds plausible, doesn't it? But it's not. So
yeah, that can be tricky though, because you're thinking like, oh, that seems like too obvious, but then one of those trick questions.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well, it makes you think, like, did somebody ever actually attempt that? You know,
right? Well, and you're thinking, it kind of makes sense, I guess. You could put a logbook, but no, you can't. So.
No,
not allowed.
Not allowed.
All right, John.
Yes, Gary.
This is a good one actually for Jesse. I should have given it to him, but you do these as well, so I shouldn't say that. But here's the question: true or false? A geocache that is found only via kayak or canoe must be rated at level 4 for terrain or greater. So if if it requires a kayak or a canoe, then you need to mark it as terrain 4 or 4.5 or 5.
I
True or
believe that is
false?
correct.
No, that
Special
is
equipment.
false.
That's
Oh
5.
man. Well,
No, both of
Special
y'all are
equipment
wrong.
is 5.
special equipment should be 5, but I mean, there's a lot of like canoe and kayak
Should
caches out there that are not 5s. Just saying.
There's your answer. Should be,
Yeah.
but it's sort of a trick
Oh.
because it is suggested, but it's up to the CO, their discretion. And I think it really, in a sense, the reviewer can sort of veto the CO, I think. There's no rule mandating a specific rating for any geocache.
Well, there's guidelines. Yeah.
There are
Right.
guidelines.
Yeah. They're guidelines. But special equipment is
Yeah,
a 5.
is
It
a
doesn't
5.
mean that everybody follows that, right?
Correct.
Well,
Yeah, like Ryan says, up to the CO, because they're not going to
Yeah.
go check. They're not going to go physically check. The
No, they
reviewers.
don't. They don't have time. Yeah,
Yeah, they couldn't even. There's no way.
They have regular lives. Ask Ryan. They have regular lives. They're not going to go check on 50 caches a night to try to figure out if you're doing your ratings correctly or not. So
yeah, but I gotta agree with Ryan on that one because I mean it's this is like a great point because so many people hide them, so many people that go, and so many people think like should that automatically be a 5? So I agree. I mean, it's up to the CEO on that one.
Yeah.
I think I've even seen some canoe or kayak caches actually even below a 4, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
See,
Yeah.
certain
Well,
I don't think
Especially
that is
some
right.
older
Even though
ones.
those are more accessible than they're more common. It's still if you have to have, not like you can have, but if you can walk around, if you have to have a boat, that should be a terrain 5, in my opinion. That's kind of the spirit of that. Now, I think it goes the other way. People lie and make things a terrain 5 that are not.
Yes.
But in my opinion, which means nothing, if you have to have something special to get it, then that's where it necessitates that 5.
Yeah. Ryan says, "Well, what is quote special equipment?" Yeah. Well, we've
A
talked about
boat.
that on the show before.
A boat is special equipment. You don't carry that around normally, right? Like a boat
A
is special
ladder
equipment.
then is
Yeah.
a ladder
So-
special equipment, right, Jesse?
I would say so, yeah.
But
If you have to have a
okay.
ladder, not to make it easier, but like if there's no way without a ladder, then yeah, that's special equipment.
Yeah.
But I
Like,
think
but
what
if
you're
you-
saying, Jesse, though, is special equipment always equals 5, right?
That's what the guidelines say. Yeah. And what I'm saying is if it's legitimate, I don't mean
Yeah.
if like a kayak would make it shorter or if a ladder would be nice so I don't have to climb the tree. I'm saying like if you literally have to have that special equipment to do it legitimately, then it should be a 5 category because it prepares people for what they need, not just boosting ratings.
I'd say it a little bit differently.
measure.
I'd say specialty equipment can qualify it for a 5. It doesn't mean it is a 5.
What I'm saying is if and I see what I agree with that, other than if you have to use it, right? Like some people use a ladder just because they don't want to climb the tree. If you have an option to do something else, that's not a 5.
Yeah, I like what
If you
Bounce Bounce
don't
is
have an
saying here. So
option,
what if you have to
yeah.
bring a AA battery to a cache? That would be a special equipment, so it should be a rating of 5.
No, I disagree with that because that's normal things to have in a geocaching bag. A ladder and a boat don't fit in your geocaching bag normally, right? Like that's true special equipment that not everybody has. Everybody can have batteries nowadays. That's not a special equipment.
Yeah,
That's
so
like
Cape
saying you
Blast
have to
is
have a
saying
pencil.
a battery makes it difficult 5. You know, Cape Blast,
No.
according to Jesse, if it's a car battery and you can't easily carry it in a backpack, then the answer is yes. If it's a
If you had
AA
to have
battery,
a car battery, that would be, if there's no way to solve that cache other than a car battery, you could probably make the case for that being a difficulty. I mean, terrain 5, I guess difficult. You're not getting to the cache with a battery, right? Like that's the difference. The terrain is getting to the cache, so that gets a little bit off limit. But yeah, you can't say batteries. Yeah, I don't like
amateur gadget containers takes another or geocaches take another swipe at the different direction, which is you could give it a different attribute.
yeah.
You could. That's a specialty tool.
Right.
Totally different than climbing gear in a boat. Right? Like we could debate terrain 5 all day long, but climbing gear in a boat are not the same as like a UV flashlight.
20-foot pole or a drone. Those are interesting. All right. We'll do a whole show on that. All right. Next one. Who's up next?
Yeah, I like it. I love it.
Jesse.
Who's next?
Jesse's up.
No, he just
I
did
go next, or
he did the kayak one. That was my last one I asked, was the kayak one, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's
that
up
was
to
me,
Jesse.
Gary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
So Jesse, true or false? If a trackable is missing from a cache, only the cache owner and the trackable owner can mark it as missing.
I believe that's true now.
Well, it's sort of a trick question, but it is false.
Okay,
Who else
explain.
can do it? Who else besides the cache owner and the trackable owner?
Anybody visiting the cache?
Reviewer, maybe?
The reviewer.
Oh.
The reviewer. So so there's really three people that can do that: the cache owner, the trackable owner, or the reviewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trick question. Stop it.
Ryan knows that's a trick question. Reviewers aren't real people anyway. They're just AI bots somewhere.
No, but
There's
they're
no
all
real
just
reviewers
chatbots
anymore.
now.
Ryan's lying. He's not a
No,
reviewer.
There are no more reviewers. They used to be real people. They're no longer
They've
around.
all been replaced now by little signal bots.
Signal
All right.
bots.
Over to
Okay,
John.
you got me. You got me on that one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a
tricky,
good one.
man.
It was tricky though. John, you're
Yeah.
next, right?
Yep.
The found it log type or log answer, if you want, whatever you want to word that, can be used for an event cache if, and I guess in this case it's will attend. The attended log type can be used for an event cache if you helped set it up but did not attend. But you set it up.
So what are you saying setting up in this one, Gary? You're saying somebody who did not presently attend an event on there.
You are the event creator. You got permission for an event. Reviewer checked off and put it out there. Published.
Okay, so let me say this. So there's a geocaching account, we'll call it Pickle Pizza Party, right? It
Okay.
organizes a pickle pizza party. Okay.
Yes.
And
Approved. It's been approved. It's out there. The event occurred. You didn't go, but you were the one that set it up.
Hold on. That's a different question than what you first asked.
Yeah.
No,
Is
let
it
me
the
read it
owner
again.
or just a random person?
Yeah.
No,
because
the
you
person
saying
who set it up.
Okay. So I got to say this. Okay. So we're saying
You helped set it up, but you did not attend.
So we're saying John and Jesse put together an event on here, and then John had it in his name that the event was the owner of, but then you're saying Jesse did not attend the event, but somehow he helped to organize it, but he wasn't there, and
But
then
it's under
Jesse
his
should be
account.
able to claim credit.
No, is it under my account or John's account?
It's under your account. You set
My
it up.
account. Okay.
Your
So
account.
not the owner. Is it the
No,
owner you're talking about or not?
Yeah. So forget let me ask this again.
Okay.
Regardless of the person. So let's fix this. You set up an event. You set up the event, but you did not attend the event. The event occurred. You weren't there, but you own that event. Can you claim it? But you weren't there.
Okay, I think so. Man, Gary, next game I'm hiring a geo lawyer. I just have to say that, my
think
friend.
so.
Right.
Yeah, if there is a geo
simple.
lawyer.
Can
So-
you claim it because it's your account? It happened. So forget what Ryan said. It occurred.
Yeah,
You didn't show up.
I'm gonna say if the owner of the event did not show up, it should not be claimed as attended by the owner.
Correct.
If it's a single individual, yes.
Sorry, it was poorly worded. That's
You're
my
just trying
fault
to
not
confuse
reading
us
it.
tonight. I see how it is.
Well, you would. It's just it was his question, so I fixed it.
I'm just trying to defend John since he defended me earlier. So
Yeah,
Exactly.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. We got to stick up for each other at least once a show, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right. Next one, Jesse. True or false? The geocaching HQ cache can only be logged after completing the HQ tour during business hours.
False.
No, that is true.
Well, hold on. Are you saying you can't log HQ and visit HQ without doing the Geo Tour?
It has to be done during business hours.
You said the Geo Tour.
No, not the Geo Tour. The
Touring
That's
HQ,
what you just
you
said.
said, right?
I said the HQ cache.
After completing the Geo Tour during business hours.
The geocaching HQ cache
Right.
can only be logged after completing the HQ tour, not the Geo Tour.
You said Geo Tour, I'm pretty sure, but
No, HQ tour during business hours.
well, that's
The tour
obviously
of
true. You can't do it any other time.
The office tour. Well, could you claim it if you're there and it's not during
You
business
can
hours?
claim it anytime you want to, but you shouldn't.
Okay. You are correct.
Okay.
You cannot,
If you're saying the Geo Tour, that's not true
No.
because I did not complete the Geo Tour.
there was no Geo Tour
Okay.
You're saying just the tour of the offices, Gary,
of
right?
the office. The tour of HQ requires completing it during business hours because you can't get in the building if it's
That is
not
correct.
open.
Yes. The Geo
You are-
Tour is not connected.
Yeah, you are correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can't.
You're
log it.
intentionally messing with us tonight. I know you are. You're being like the evil.
No, you
What
can't
is the
log
bad
it
guy's
unless
name?
it's
The
open.
Emperor or whatever? You're being the
Yeah,
Emperor. That's
he's
what it
trying
is.
to pull like some not Jedi mind tricks, like Sith mind tricks on
He
us.
is. I know he's messing with us because he wouldn't let us see any of these questions ahead of time. So
Yeah.
you know he's messing with us.
John,
Gary.
true or false? True or false? You can include a URL in your cache description as long as they are non-commercial and geocaching related.
Okay.
It's a little tricky to think about.
It is. So I'm going to sound this out first before I say my answer because I think this is sounding it out. So on to this one. From what you're saying, if there's a URL in a cache description, you're saying it must be for geocaching purposes and be non-commercial.
Non-commercial and geocaching related.
And I am going to say this is false because for GeoTours, you can have commercial links in there. And GeoTours
Oh,
are
no, wait a
treated
minute. Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
differently
back
than
up.
a normal cache.
Hang on. No. Hang on. Back up. A normal cache.
Oh,
Forget-
okay.
Forget GeoTours.
Okay. So you are saying a non-GeoTour traditional cache.
Traditional cache, non-GeoTour, because GeoTours are a whole. Well, they're not completely, but they're kind of a different animal. So let's keep those out.
Okay.
Let's keep those out of this. Just a plain of the mill, run of the mill,
Okay.
traditional geocache. Can they include a URL as long as it's non-commercial and geocaching related?
Okay. So if it's non-commercial, yes, in this instance. Geocaching related, yeah, it could be to a geocaching checker. It could be to a trail organization. It could be different links like that as well.
So you're saying true, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I agree with John.
Yeah, true. It is correct.
Yeah.
URLs are allowed if they are non-commercial, related to geocaching, and don't violate the commercial content policy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
K-Blast, I totally agree with you, man. Appreciate that.
now, the other thing, yeah. So Julie's mentioned search.
Yeah, those-
You're right.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Those are geocaching related, right? Those all make sense.
Yeah. Ironically, and for people that have never set up a GeoTour, just FYI, you can put all kinds of commercial stuff in your. We did that for Cache Odyssey, which was kind of weird to do because normally you would not get permission for that, but you can put all kinds of commercial
Well, but the
things.
different animal there is you're paying them money to do that.
Yeah, you're paying.
Yeah.
Like, so it's different. You should be able to do more stuff if you're paying money for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
no, the wording was not changed again, Judy. So you can just stuff that answer right now. I did not.
No. I'm backing Judy on this one. You did go back and add normal geocache to it.
Yes,
Well,
you did, Gary.
I
You
wanted
did.
them- yeah, I wanted
So
to make
don't
sure
attack
he
Judy.
understood the question.
Judy is correct.
Yeah, because I agree. Because from our Cache Odyssey experience again, as you mentioned, through
I wanted him to
tours,
have a
we know
legitimate
there's
chance.
differences.
I didn't want to go, oh, you know what? You missed it because GeoTours allow for this, that, and the other. So I didn't want him. I was clarifying.
I'm calling my geo lawyer.
It's a different thing. Clarifying is different than changing it.
Yeah, I feel like anything from the show so far, we've realized somebody should be a geo lawyer that you can call.
Right. Well, I mean, there is kind of a geo lawyer.
It's the chat room?
No, Brian Roth is a geo.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, if you're
here.
going to have a geo lawyer, that's one, right? He's a lawyer and he is geocaching. So I think that counts.
You know, I feel like this could be like a great GIF film. Like you show up for an FTF, right? And it's almost at the same time. And the guy's
That's
license
good.
plate has geo lawyer on his license plate.
Right.
And then he's like, hey, just so you know, we arrived at the same time, but I had the intent to get FTF before you. And with the intent, I claim FTF and you don't. So too bad, you know?
I love that. Like one of those like sleazy lawyer advertisements. Have you been hit by a bus? We can get you $500,000. You know that, like, we can get you 3 free fines, 3 free
Carrying a
FTFs
briefcase.
out of this.
Yeah.
Cheap
I
suit
wanna
and a
be-
briefcase.
I can make a good GIF. I like that.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Cheap suit
Absolutely.
and a briefcase.
Yeah.
You are allowed significant compensation. All right. Is it Jesse's turn?
I don't know. Are we still in round 1 because we're not going to get to the high points?
We'll get to the bonus round here in a second.
Okay. I'm not even keeping up with it anyway. So go ahead.
All right, 2 more, and then we're going to get to bonus. So here we go. True or false, Jesse? An Adventure Lab stage can require a cacher to watch a video or listen to audio before answering a question.
True.
You're correct. That's true.
I've done it.
All right, over to John.
Hold on. Give him time. He needs to write down all my points. I think he's forgetting those.
Yeah, where are we at on the
No, I
points?
got you.
It's at
Jesse.
least 10-1.
No, so right now Jesse is up 1 on me.
Okay.
Or actually 2, because he's
6-4, right?
let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you are correct. 6-4.
Sweet.
6-4, but here comes a question for John, and then we're moving to the bonus round. Here you go, John. This will be, you like this one. This will drive the chat room crazy again.
Uh-oh.
You may hide and the reviewers will need to chime in. Any reviewers we have out there. We have Ryan and probably who knows. True or false? You may hide a traditional geocache on a small island accessible only at low tide without noting the time sensitive access on that page.
Oh man, Gary, jeez, this is a doozy on this one.
You may hide a traditional geocache on a small island, accessible only at low tide, without noting the time-sensitive access on the page.
Okay, now I found a cache like this before, and it was a traditional, and it did not mention the time-sensitive access on the page. So from my experience with that, I have to say this is true because I've experienced that.
That you could do it without a notation.
Yeah, I don't believe it was on here. I mean, it all depends upon how the person actually submits that to the reviewer, and the information that they present. Because I mean,
Oh, hang on. Now you're changing your answer.
I think he's saying true.
well, I want to go with true on here because I found one like this. But the question though is on a lot of this stuff though, it's like, what information did they give to the reviewer? you know?
Right.
Right. I understand where you're
Because
coming.
did they actually tell the reviewer, and this is just sounding it out on this one, because yeah, I see like Julie D, true until the reviewer finds out. Because I mean, like, let's face it, a lot of people probably submit stuff and do not tell the reviewer
Yeah, okay.
100% accurate
Obviously,
information.
yeah. That's not the question.
We're talking
So
about what the right thing to do is, right? Like the
Yeah.
guidelines suggest.
According to the
Yeah.
guidelines,
Okay.
according to the guidelines, you may hide a traditional cache on a small island, accessible only at small tide, without noting the time-sensitive access on the page. You could put anything you want, and if a reviewer
I don't
misses
know that
it,
I've ever seen that on a cache page.
you know what though?
But
To me,
according to
that's-
the guidelines, are you supposed to add it or not?
to
Yeah,
me
see,
though,
but that's
this
not my
almost like
question, but-
indicates the attributes. This gets into the purpose of the attributes, because if there's a may require waiting on that you put in, then that should help convey the information.
Okay. So your answer is true.
Yes, within you're using the proper attributes to convey the proper information.
Okay. Well, according to the guidelines, that is false.
I would have
If a-
gone with true.
If a cache has
Yeah.
restricted access, if a cache has restricted access, the example is a tidal island, the CO is required to indicate timing, safety hazards, and any special conditions in the description. Failing to do so may violate safety guidelines.
And you're
I
saying
would
this
not
is,
have guessed it that way.
and you're saying this is actually in the guidelines, Gary called out that specifically
Yes.
for tidal islands.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And I agree. I can see this, but I mean, to me, it's kind of like, what is an island? You know, is it like the one I found where it's like 10 feet offshore, you know, on here?
Yeah.
Sounds like an Earth cache question. What is an island?
What is an
Right.
island? What is a geocache? All right, we're into
Oh,
the bonus. So, John, you're 2 back. So we're going to start with
Yeah,
you.
well,
in
I would have guessed the
bonus.
same way on that one, John.
Yeah.
Bonus
it sounded like
time.
a trick, right? Like I thought it would have read like you should do this.
Right. Right.
All right.
All right, here we go. We're into bonus round. The bonus round is I'm going to read you a hilariously Adventure Lab fail.
Okay.
And you're going to tell me whether it actually happened. This is a true story, that this is a Adventure Lab epic fail, or is it fake? Is it epic fake or epic fail?
So fake or fail is what we're doing.
Fake or
Okay.
fail.
Okay. Okay.
So, John, here's your first Adventure Lab failure. Tell me if it's a fail or a fake. You ready? Here's the story. And I got a little title for each one. This one's called the Dead Mall Disaster. Someone created an entire 5-stage adventure lab inside a dying shopping mall. The problem, within months, half the mall permanently closed, and not too long after that, locked all access to the mall. Players would show up, find chain doors, and realize they couldn't even start the adventure lab. One reviewer nicknamed it the Adventure of Existential Dread. Is that an epic fail, or is it just a made-up story? Epic fake.
So yeah, on this one, I'm thinking when you're using the term reviewer, you're using it for somebody who's a normal cacher who reviewed it. There's
no reviewer.
Reviewer role.
Not an official reviewer. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one's true. I think this one is a fail.
Correct. You are correct. You get 2 points for that.
Okay.
They're worth 2 now from now on.
I think I've done that lab. I went to a lab that was in a rundown mall. It was empty. I don't even know why there was people working there. And
Right.
access some of them from outside. So many closed stores. There's so many stores were closed in it. I wonder if I went to that actual one.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I heard the story actually on another podcast, I want to say.
Okay, here's the next story.
Okay.
It's called the Library Whisper Challenge.
Oh dear.
So here's what happened. The Adventure Lab was inside a public library requiring players to recite a password to the front desk. The library staff, obviously, they change shifts all the time, and no one told each of the staff members about this Adventure Lab. So as players whispered to the librarian, "The crow flies at midnight," they were like, "What are you talking about? And why are you saying this to me in a whispering voice?" True or false? It's an actual Adventure Lab that failed miserably.
I'm gonna say, is that it? That's all the story?
Yeah, that's all you get.
Okay. It sounds very true because I had an adventure lab in a library, and they are terrible about communicating with each other. However, I'm gonna say it's a epic fake. Is that what we're saying? Epic fake. It sounds like AI made that up, even though I totally believe that could happen because it was very close to mine. But I'm gonna say fake.
Correct. It's epic.
Okay,
it's an AI created. Epic
that was very believable, though. I could absolutely believe that.
Yeah,
it is. It really is. All right, 2 points to you.
Woo.
All right, John, over to you.
okay.
This one was called the art installation that got, quote, weird. Okay. Players were supposed to decode a clue from a modern art sculpture in the city plaza. The problem, the sculpture was part of a rotating exhibit and got replaced by a very unsettling statue titled Womb of the Void. One reviewer wrote, "I came for a smiley, but now I need therapy."
Oh,
did this actually happen? Art installation that got weird.
So I'm going to say, so it's interesting on the college campus where I work, somebody did an adventure lab and they did not know that some of the art is permanently bought by the university. Other of it is actually on loan.
Right.
So it rotates out. So this has actually happened where, at the university I work, where somebody based upon art that is no longer there.
Sure.
So that part is 100% true. That stuff does happen when stuff is not on a permanent loan. In this case, with that specific art on that one, I don't know. I mean, from the university I work at, I mean, it's happened. The sense is, did this happen with that permanent exhibit piece or that new exhibit piece called, what was it, Womb of the Void, Gary?
Womb of the Void.
Yeah, I mean, this is, again, this is entirely like plausible and feasible based upon the experiences I've had.
Did it happen or did it not happen?
Oh man.
Epic fail or epic fake?
Yeah, I mean, this is like a coin flip in the air right.
This is hard, yeah.
Answer the question.
I gotta say it's a fail. I mean,
nah, it's a fake. It was made.
These are totally plausible.
They're all plausible. Of course,
Yeah, they're 100% plausible.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said,
are.
my instance at my campus, this happened with art that rotated out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one you gave me, I totally believed it could happen too, because it basically did to me.
Yeah. All right, next one, Jesse. This one's called the graffiti problem.
Oh dear.
There was an adventure lab requiring players to read a specific graffiti under a bridge. Problem is the graffiti got painted over by the city after 2 weeks, which they probably should have. And now players have to guess random words like hope or dream until they get it right, which of course people just give up and quit.
Here's the problem. This is 100% plausible because it happened, right?
But
so
did it really
I don't
happen?
know how to know whether this specific one like it's so generic. There's no there's nothing to say like in Atlanta or like this could have happened 20 times.
Right.
So
makes it tricky.
Well, I think it also almost makes it impossible to answer, but I'm going to just say fail because I believe 100% this could absolutely happen.
Yeah, this actually happened. So you can
okay. That was a hard one.
That is a hard one. These one really actually happened.
Yeah, these are all 100% plausible because we all know where this. I've been to one of those where it they painted over the junk. It was on an art mural and they had to repair it or whatever.
Yep. All right, we're gonna do a couple more. So over to John. I think you're still 2 points behind, John. I think. Is that correct?
Sounds right.
Okay, sounds right. You're the one scoring.
That sounds suspicious with John missing his last one, but we'll keep going.
No. Let me total this up. So we got Jesse having 10.
Might be 4 points behind.
10 points behind. So I mean, Jesse's at 10 points. And let me just do the total of mine just to confirm.
Okay.
Jesse
is 4 points ahead. So
okay. Yeah. We'll do a few
in the
more.
Chat room. They got my back. There we go.
We'll do a few more rounds and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah. So these, Gary, are the hardest ones you've ever come up with for sure.
They are hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, John, here we go. I got to make it hard on y'all. I can't give you easy stuff. All right, here we go. This one's called, these all have sort of a title or, have been given a title. So this one is a QR code quest that went wrong. So this adventure lab was set up by somebody to scan QR codes. The problem was that they put the QR codes on paper and then posted them outside, not really thinking that, these might get wet. There's a possibility. You get a good rainstorm and a little bit of wind, and voila, your QR codes have been turned into blobs.
Okay.
Dissolving away.
Let's sound this out with the guidelines. So the guidelines, when it comes to placing a permanent item,
guidelines are out. There's no guidelines here.
No,
did this really happen?
Let's talk about this learning experience, though.
Did this happen?
I agree, K-Blast. Right now, Gary is at -15 right now. Absolutely, if not -20.
I'm just asking, did this really happen or not?
He's just sounding it out because I would go through the same logic right now. I know where John's going to go with this.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say, aligned with the guidelines, talking this through, should you place a physical item at a location where there's an adventure lab? And the answer is no, you should not. So I mean, just
the question.
So just
but
to clear
that wasn't originally in the guidelines, though, John.
Well, there are no guidelines for this because these either happened. These were epic fails.
Well, yeah, but you're talking about like what should happen or not. Like there's guidelines for adventure labs. Obviously, there's certain rules you follow.
We passed what you should do long ago.
Right.
Oh, you're saying it might have been against the guidelines anyway. It didn't matter. I see.
Well, they all are. Graffiti. How are you allowed to? You're not allowed to create an adventure lab.
The person didn't put the graffiti on that fake one. They just used it as an example.
Yeah, but I think for newer cachers,
they really did.
They really listening to our show, though, I think we need to be clear. You do not place a physical item at a location for an adventure lab.
Yeah, I got busted for that.
Yeah, so I mean, just as a learning experience, something to share. But but onto this one. I mean, all of these are coin flips, right? Because it's either a gut yes or no on this one.
Did somebody really do this though? I mean, you have to kind of the point at this point is this plausible? Is this plausible, or is this something that's made up?
Just for fun, I'm going to throw you a curveball, John. Because remember, you can't do that normally, but during a mega, you can do pretty much whatever you want with lab caches.
Yeah,
a little different. Yeah, good point.
Just throw you a curveball there.
Adventure lab you could do one on a riverboat where you're just asking people. Yeah. Questions about a murder and get away with it.
And Ryan, this is what happens when AI is asked to create questions. Absolutely, because is AI correct or not? Correct all the time. The answer is no. AI is not.
No, it's not. No,
on there.
But this isn't a question about whether it's right or wrong.
I'm going to say fail, Gary. I'm going to say fail.
The question is, did it actually occur? And the answer, unfortunately, John, is this really did occur. Somebody created an adventure lab
what
on
he said,
paper.
fail.
Yeah, I
And
said
it
fail.
failed.
So I get 2.
And you got it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought there was really? I thought you said
he
it didn't
said fail.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Jesse's got my back. He's still
Yeah.
up though.
All right. Yes, you're right. It really did
I
happen.
feel like I want to know the story behind this though, because it
why
seems
would
like it's
somebody
a.
attempt that?
It feels like I've heard a story where this happened at a mega and it messed people up.
Yep.
Like maybe outside of a brewery or something. Does that sound familiar to you guys?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll move on.
Yeah.
We'll research that outside of here.
Yep. All right. Jesse.
What you got?
This is the story of a. Trying to find the one I want to read you. Okay.
Now he's winging it. Okay. I see
No,
how it is.
I've got them. I just figured out which one to do. Okay. Here we go.
All right.
This one's called the misspelled statue.
Uh-oh.
It was an adventure lab required players to type in the name engraved on a statue.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is the CO spelled the name wrong in the answer. And it wasn't even something you could almost guess. It was Johnson, but it was JONHSON. SON.
Mm-hmm.
So they flipped the N and the H.
Mm-hmm.
So they received dozens of frustrated cachers were not able to answer. So the review that they were giving was that they could not figure out how in the world to get this right. Someone supposedly kicked the statue in rage, but please don't do that because it's not the statue's fault.
Okay. So a couple problems I have with this. One, you can report it not working even if you can't finish it.
That is true.
So that is possible. I have seen people that have had to correct their lab caches.
Yeah.
So that is also very possible and happens. The problem I have with this story is how would anybody know if they kicked the statue? That's the weird part I've got with it. That's why I'm going to go with it's fake.
Okay, yeah, it was made up.
Okay. The kicking the statue thing was the weird one. Yeah.
Yeah, a little too much information there that was not. Although somebody could have claimed that they kicked the statue.
But you didn't say that. So, but can't put a review.
I didn't.
I was thinking, and K-Blast may be right. I may be wrong. I thought
probably.
there was a thing where it says I can't complete this, and you can enter a comment.
Yeah, you can report.
Oh,
that.
that's true. You can do that.
But maybe it's not a full review. It's just a comment, like I can't complete this because of this. So that's nomenclature. But I'm pretty sure there's a hey, this is messed up. You can put something in there.
Yeah, they can report a problem with the stage. It's kind of like almost like a DNF.
Yeah.
Which
I've had that happen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're just using different names or whatever for it. So, okay.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, well, either way. Woo, I got it. So let's move on.
All right. Couple more, then we'll wrap up. So John, here's one. It's called That's Not a Statue incident. A CO created a downtown adventure lab requiring players to find a bronze statue of a man with a saxophone and answer a question about it. Turns out it wasn't a statue. It's a local man who performs there daily who looks like a statue, but he's not. He's just dressed and painted to look like a statue. The problem is he's not there every day. He's there most days, but he's not there every day. So many people failed to complete the adventure lab because the random guy wasn't there every day. He wasn't a real statue. True or false?
Yeah. Okay. So comments on this one, right? So I think with Adventure Labs, they say that that the Adventure Lab should be available to be done during most of the week. Correct. So
Correct.
I think that's the language that they use on that one for HQ. So
but now is this saying that the guy was just an idiot and published this?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's my thought. Yeah, you got to remember these are all epic fails or epic fakes, but they They weren't done properly. None of these are all.
Yeah,
None of these follow the guidelines. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way. None of these are any good.
Now, I think Jesse's right. I mean, if somebody's going to do this, this is not a smart idea.
No, none of them are smart. We've already established that.
Yeah,
Just
not at all. But I was going to say this one would be new to me, so I got to say this is fake.
Epic fake.
Yep.
No, this one's true. This actually happened.
Oh my God.
That somebody created this.
Kind of an idiot. And I don't want to judge anybody, but you're an idiot. Like how? What?
This was a Florida Adventure Lab, Jesse.
Oh no!
Oh man,
I expected it in New York, but not Florida. Come on.
What?
It was in Tallahassee. Yes.
No, this is terrible.
Yes, and one person who tried to complete the Adventure Lab tried to pay somebody to pretend to be the statue so they could finish the stage. But the problem is they don't know they couldn't answer the question for the person because
my gosh.
Yeah,
this is just flat out crazy.
Unbelievable.
That is ridiculous.
In K-Blast, yeah. What question did he have for this? Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah, what could possibly be the correct answer for that?
Oh my God, that is like how dumb. You have to be really embarrassed to not realize. Like, did you do no research at all? Like, maybe go by there twice, and still. Oh my gosh.
you know what though? I mean, like, if that was a newer cacher, they had no clue. But I mean, I think that's why there's value in us having these discussions to talk through, so people are newer cachers and trying to understand the guidelines, trying to understand the rules.
You're just being too nice. That is ridiculous.
No, I agree, but I mean, I could see somebody doing that. Like, they just start out and they get an Adventure Lab credit, and they're like, "Why not?"
Yeah. Here's the danger of not having a reviewer in the process of the Adventure Labs, right? You can do whatever moron stuff you want. Yeah. Yes, a Florida man. We get the jokes. I got it. Yeah. Like, I could see somebody maybe doing that on purpose to try to be funny. But if they actually didn't know it wasn't a statue, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you're this person, please email us at geocachetalk@gmail.com. We will have you on the show.
Yeah.
Please email us.
I feel like, guys, that this could be a new show in itself, the world's worst Adventure Labs.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, even though we know they're
really
the future, but yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
I like Quincy's answer. That's why everyone does not need an Adventure Lab.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I just got a new credit Friday. Maybe I should try to find one of those weird statue dudes.
Maybe you should try to make one like that. It won't, and of course it doesn't last long. So, all right, I got one more. Do we give Jesse or give John one more chance?
Hey,
10 points. It's worth 10 points.
Whoa.
10 points for the win.
Yeah, let's do it,
Gary. I think I'm 10 points ahead, but go ahead.
Oh, is he not 10? Is he 10 points behind?
No, let's just do it. Just do a question. We don't care. Let's go for it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, here's the question. It was nicknamed the Fire Ant Fiesta. So each of the stages of this Adventure Lab were located in an area that had all of these wooden posts around a park. Okay. The problem is that these posts had been there so long that they sort of became insect ridden with typically they were mostly fire ants. One cacher described a stage of this thing as unlocking a treasure chest of pain. The CO encouraged players to also kneel down to get the best to be able to answer some of the questions. So they're getting real personal with these posts and getting bit by the fire ants.
So are you saying on this one, Gary, are you implying that the person, the hider, knew these fire ants were here? Were there?
No.
Okay.
But in the process of being able to answer these questions, these posts that they had information on had sort of developed a little fire ant issue. And in the process of trying to get the answers off these wooden posts, people were getting bit, stung, as it were. And it became the fire ant fiesta. Unlocking
Gary,
the treasure chests of pain.
Yeah, I want to see.
Sorry, we were both laughing trying to get the same one.
I know. Audio listeners, Julie D was saying Gary's next look should be 501 Adventure Labs to avoid before you die.
I love
Absolutely.
it. That's true.
Absolutely. So this sounds strange enough to be true. I got to go fail.
You go fail.
Yeah.
I'm saying fake.
Jesse's going to win this tonight. Jesse's our winner.
Oh,
Jesse,
man.
you are the winner. That is a fake story. And we now have a new champion.
Where's my trophy? Yeah.
Where's your trophy? Oh, I got it right here.
Yeah. So Jesse, just so you know, Gary and I talked about this before the show. I am going to do something in tribute to you if you won tonight.
Oh no.
And that tribute is I'm going to hide my first reverse where I go in your honor.
There you go. There's your trophy.
I'm gonna put it in for archive immediately.
There you go. There's your little.
There's my trophy. Hey, I'll take the trophy. Woo!
There you go.
I'm gonna say for this reverse where I go, you need to find a homeless guy who's usually downtown at a specific location for the answer.
Yeah, definitely go down there. He's a Florida man. The Florida man won. Oh, that's mean.
Yeah, kidding aside, Jesse, congratulations, sir. We now have evened the wins 1-1.
Yep. Maybe this fall we'll do another one.
Yeah, we'll do another one. We need to do one where we quiz Gary.
I like that.
We could get John to do the next one because you do catch a lot of flack from the chat room. So I'm going to let you maybe do the next one. So
how about me and John both just quiz you all night long?
Oh, okay. Well, so I win? I'm an automatic winner.
As long as there's a consequence if you lose, then we can do that.
I can't lose if I'm the only participant.
Yeah, if you don't get a certain number of points.
You know what though? We could do that, or we could do Gary versus AI. We could build our own like AI.
I will lose immediately if that's the case. AI will definitely
Gary,
defeat
maybe
me.
it wouldn't know Bucky's trivia. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
As Happy Hodak said, there were some good trick questions tonight. I agree.
Absolutely.
You definitely stepped it up this time. These were hard and made us think quite a bit.
Yeah, I got some of them. The wording's bad, so I needed to do better on the wording. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but they were still. I mean, the wording was bad, but it was still.
There were some tough ones. It's interesting. Just looking back, and it's something that we all we talk about. It's something also that, in all seriousness, something that we don't talk about enough, especially on this show, as far as a public service announcement, because I don't think people know about this enough to help the reviewers out. Is the Wikipedia pages. Remember, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, local, regional.
Every state has a Wikipedia page to help you place caches and what to do. Because I know we can ask Ryan, but I'm sure he gets dozens of people who are like, "Hey, can I put a cache here?" And you're like, no one can place a cache there because it is whatever. It's a national park or it's private property. This area is not, there's a place in, I read one the other day and we'll wrap up, but I read one the other day in Oregon. There's a spot in Oregon and this is, I don't know, Jesse, you probably ran across this in Colorado too, but there's a spot in Oregon that's part of a protected forest area.
Yeah.
And somebody tried to put a cache and they go, look at my cool cache. And I can't believe the reviewer won't let me put a cache here. It's like, yes, if you read the rules the guidelines, you read the guidelines, read the Wikipedia page. There's one for every state. You can then know whether you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the guidelines as well, right? People don't read through the guidelines. And I haven't read through them lately. I used to read them a lot just because I really like knowing all the rules and stuff like that. But they're extensive. There's a lot to them.
Yeah, Tom.
Well,
Put it wherever you want. Get forgiveness later. No,
Yeah.
Tom, we don't do that. You know that, sir.
Yeah,
That
if
is
there's any
not
problem with
allowed.
it, just publish it under a sock puppet account, and then once it gets
Stop it.
published, adopt it to yourself. Then you're good to go.
yeah,
Stop it.
that's one way. That's one way, Jesse, for sure.
Just saying.
Yeah, but I gotta kind of like build upon and that upon what you were
Fantastic.
saying earlier on here is the guidelines are good to know. I
Yeah.
think there's value in connecting with your local caching community as
Yeah.
you're thinking about like hiding caches if you haven't hidden caches before or starting to hide caches to understand what those local applications of the guidelines are for your specific area if you have questions. And I
Yeah.
think those conversations are really good on that one because sometimes, especially as a first hider, you may have a learning experience, and learning from others that have hidden your areas can be very valuable on that one.
Yeah.
Even working with like local landowners and land
Yeah.
managers, on the best way to hide.
I agree. And in closing, for me, I would say,
I mean,
let me go. Okay. So
right.
for me, in closing, I would say, yeah, I agree with John. And like, don't look at the rules or the guidelines as something that's just unknowable. You can absolutely look through them, have a general idea, and this is all about a game, right? So make a game out of it. Have a local event, do some trivia just like this, and challenge your people locally. It's only going to help you, right? You get more caches published if you got the rules right. Do a trivia event. The guidelines are open for everybody. You can print them out and everything else. Do some trivia events. That'd be a fun twist on, a local monthly event or whatever, is have people, test each other out, do teams, whatever. But it's only going to help your area and your community more because you're going to have more quality caches published.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull up, and I'll put it in the show notes, but there's a spot where you can find all the Wikipedia pages. I'm trying to find it now, and Ryan might have it handy. But there's you can go and look at I think they're really they're considered under regions, but actually,
regional, right? Yeah. If you Google it, they're pretty easy to find, though.
They call them regional, so yeah, but really I think they're international. So wherever you are in the world, because we have listeners all over the world, you can go find your Wikipedia page for your location, for your area of the world. I'm looking now there's Ohio. Trying to find. There we go.
I think HQ should build into
and
their
each one's
app.
different because they have to be different.
If HQ would build into their app a trivia question for the rules where you like get badges if you get to a certain level, I bet people's knowledge would go up.
Oh, I like that. That would be cool.
That'd be interesting.
Like even
so I'm looking
even
at
if
like
it wasn't
Texas.
bad, they got hiders treasures.
Yeah. Treasures or just badges. People will do all kinds of dumb stuff for badges, right? Like, speaking of which, did y'all get your souvenirs this weekend?
Yes, I got both of mine, man. I got the finder and the hider.
Oh,
I don't have the hider one yet. I plan. Yeah, I'll get that one. I'm hoping tomorrow I got another spot I need to. I have a cache I want to put out. But so, for example, I'm looking at the Texas one. The Wikipedia has information about the Texas State Forest, the Terlingo Ranch, which is a part of the national park area, Texas wilderness areas, Austin area natural preserves. Each state has their own, but you get the idea. There's several natural areas, and they provide the information, which I know that the reviewers are quite adept. Oh, there you go. Thank you, sir. Regional geocaching policies are on the bottom of the page. Yep. Very cool.
So as Amateur Gadget Geocache said, a geocaching certification test. You can't tell me that if they actually had a true badge for that, all of us wouldn't be fighting to get it.
Oh
Yes. That
wouldn't
would
that be awesome?
Yeah.
It would. Yeah.
I'd 100% study for that, and I'd make it as hard as you want. I'd study for it and pass it.
Oh yeah.
Because I'd want that badge on my, like, put it right under your name, like certified, or you get a gold ring around your profile picture or something. I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
And guys, I got some updated news. We're now up to 6 VR geocaches out there in the wild.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, putting the bookmark list in the chat on here, and big shout out to MP Dreyer for adding one. That,
Nice.
just got published on May 2nd on that one. So very cool.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. Yes, I love it. Yeah, and Ryan says it's under the get to know us on the bottom of any GC page. So
Nice.
very cool. That's very handy.
We'll have to do some more of these. I like these. We need to do these more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. They are fun. But yeah, I love the idea of a certification test. And you could do regional. You can even do a regional test, like you said, Jesse. You could be nationally certified under the sort of the national umbrella, but you could also get sort of a Florida certification. You'd have to study for all the Florida
regional, like a regional level and a national, or international even. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be all over this. There's no way I would stop until I got that.
And you can put the little badge on your page. We should come up with that because, we've got the things for, in the past we've had little things you can put on your geocaching page. So
very cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, next week we've got several shows to talk about. So, John, tell us real quick what we got to look forward to in the next couple shows.
So, guys, this Tuesday, May 6th, Puzzle Talk. It's Mr. Tom Brotherman and myself. We're going to talk about how to build a VR geocache puzzle. So people after watching this are going to be able to build a VR geocache puzzle. I got 100% confidence that anybody can do it. And this is one tune in, because as far as we know, the bookmark list we've created with these 6 VR geocaches, virtual reality geocaches, are the only ones in the world. So after watching the show, you can bring a VR geocache to your state, to your country, anywhere out there. You could be one of the first ones to do it. So that is really cool. So join us on that front. And on May 8th, guys, May 8th, we got Chris Williamson on the show, right? This Thursday.
Yeah.
We do. Chris will be on. It's the first time ever in the history of Geocaching podcast we are going to show a movie, and at the same time we're going to do a director's cut of that movie at the same time.
Now, are we going
First
like
time ever.
Mystery Science Theater 3000
Yes.
on this movie?
Absolutely. We're going to show it. We're going to pause maybe at times. We're going to have some fun with it. And Chris will give us he's going to have us stop at points and give us the crazy story about how in the world did they get some of this filmed, because
that's cool.
They had
I like it.
They had issues, and he's going to tell us the crazy issues of how they got the geocaches hidden and the geocaches filmed. So we're going to go through the whole thing. We'll stop at points, and maybe there's a hidden GC code. He will give us the final list of GC codes that are hidden in the movie. He is going to give us the final answer, because people have always wondered how many GC trackable codes are there in the movie. I've heard 7. I've heard 13. We will find the actual answer. And he has some exclusive coins that coin sets that he's going to give away Thursday night during the show while we watch Treasure, which is a great movie. great
Wow.
fun
So-
movie day.
So you're saying, Gary, in order to be eligible, people have to be there during that live show in order to win, right?
They got to be, must be present to win,
Oh, all right.
because we're only doing this live. Well, you can watch it
I'm in.
later if you want. So,
You just can't win a
All
prize
right.
later.
and
Okay.
then we've got one other thing I want to mention, and then we're going to wrap up, which is let me pull it up. I got to find it. It shows me how organized I was. I just got back from Arkansas again, and my arms are tired from flying back. All right. Where is it? We've got Doug McCrae coming to be on the show. What day is that?
May
Let me
11th.
get that right. The inventor of Ms. Pac-Man. It's next Sunday, right? Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
Next Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday, Doug McCrae, cache owner, Massachusetts, and of course, the inventor of the Ms. Pac-Man video game, will be with us live to talk about his recent travels and Cache Odyssey and setting up. He set up the leaderboard, and we're going to ask him all the great questions. So it'll be awesome.
Sounds good.
Nice.
Here we go. Well, thanks, guys. We had a little bit of hiccup, but mostly it was fun, right?
That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was cool.
It was fun.
That was fun
Even though
time.
we had some hiccups, but it was still fun. All right.
Hey, that's part of the fun.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
See you Tuesday night for VR caching extravaganza. So good night, everybody.
Okay, take it easy.
Good night.
May your finds be many and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.